Okay, kids, let's roll up. Let's light this thing. Now, I was just kind of leaning back like a vegetable. I got my cushion here and my Murphy bed behind me. Wow, what a day over here. Meditation class in the morning, making the recording, practicing the drums for an hour, going to see my drum teacher. He's kind of a hard ass nice guy, but kicks my ass for an hour. Went to school for a music production class, music composition class. That was 4 hours of that. Now I'm home. I'm ripping to go. So I could either lay back or I could improve my posture. I could sit up tall. I could take a nice deep breath. I could say hello to all my friends. And so being alert and ready and productive is as much a choice and intention because, I could flip this off, go get a big bag of Cheetos, turn on my shows, and be in bed for the rest of the night. But no, I like doing yoga with my friends. And tonight we do get to relax. So, shoulders. By the way, if you just tuned in on YouTube and you thought I had a weird introduction to my yoga class, you're probably right. But go ahead and hit like and subscribe. We have a little over 700 subscribers around the world who've watched nearly 40 or 50,000 visits to my channel. So if you need yoga, this is the place. I call it yoga for everybody, shoulders the other way. You know why? Because I think my yoga is kind of accessible. Maybe you're not necessarily a circus performer, although I've known a lot of them. They're some of my favorite friends. This is yoga for 50 plus minus, which is everybody, except if you're exactly 50, you got to go. All right, up you go. Ouch. Up my back. So if you're brand new, it's just mimic, just like, what's that guy doing? What's he doing? He's going, his arms are just, you can do this. This isn't music composition theory, the class that I was just in that bent my brain. Why can't you just write a little song? Poof. Poof. Okay, now official disclaimer, if you need to get your lawyer and have him sign the screen, that's okay. The official disclaimer is if you can't do something, do the best you can. Don't hurt yourself. I'm just some guy on the internet, but I really do desire to deliver movements in mild, medium, and sometimes they're a little more challenging. Do what you can, trust your body, and if I do a sequence, and tonight there will be a sequence that may not be available for you, and if you can't do it, just popcorn, watch, learn. What are they doing? That's what I do with my drum teacher. What's he doing? And every day, my little teeny brain gets a little teeny larger. Okay, let's chant Om today. Nice big inhale. Now, is this church or Sunday school? No, it's Wednesday school, but I believe yoga is the art and science of making conscious contact with the infinite. You can call it God, love, source, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you want to call it or not call it, that's fine, but I believe in a power greater than myself. So bless everyone that's participating tonight. May we all get exactly what we need. Om, amen. We continue. Head, 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much 5, 6 is good, 7 is heaven, 8 was great, other way. Now I've got friends in the Bay Area, they still have the full factory installed range of motion. Their head swims around like a shampoo commercial in slow motion. But if you're crispy in Cleveland or not so bendy in Baltimore, just take it easy. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now relax your head down for 20 seconds. Forget about all your cares and worries. Just drop them away. Everything's always working out. Find your breath, cool your jets. Less future, less past, big present. I've got a big present for you. Okie doke. Now you may ask why we chant Om, and I could give you a really technical, vibrational, conscious, metaphysical answer, but the reason I chant Om is it makes my insides tingle. I like tingly insides. I always have, and now I'm finding natural, more sane ways of doing it. Yoga. Seated forward fold. If you're really tight, you can't even come down at all. Bendy people clamshell all the way down. You can't impress me how far you go. It's when you die and go to heaven, they don't give you a range of motion test. They give you a quality of soul test. So take your time, relax, maybe even stop thinking. Sometimes I bob and weave a little bit when I'm a little tight in the undercarriage. But I'm kind of trying to talk you out of your mind a little bit. Now tonight's the night we walk our hands over to the right. If you're very tight, you ain't going very far. Some people can go all the way around their body. Tonight, because I'm on my magic blue surface, I'm putting my left hand on my right hand and I'm leaning into my left side rib cage, dropping my chin. If you're new to Yin Yoga, it's an acronym. It stands for why I in this pose so long, because we take some time. Inhale. We're going to walk our hands over here. If you're anything like me, and maybe you are, you're always rushing, you're always in a hurry, you're really smart, you can think really fast, you're managing 6,000 things at once, and just give it a rest, kids. Cool your jets. Drop your chin, spread your shoulder blades apart. Good. Walk your hands back to the center and magically come up. Now, the weird thing about yoga is we realize we're asymmetrical creatures, so there's always side B. You guys are too young to remember, but when I was a kid, we'd buy 45s, these little records, and A side was always the big hit. B side, meh. But there had to be. So this is our B side, B sides. So you're tight. I suggest sitting on a blanket, even putting your hands behind and just kind of leaning forward. Tonight, I'm going to elbows on B side because I'm going to massage my hard-working forehead. Unfortunately, I admit to being prone to migraine headaches, and yoga cures a lot of things, but not everything all at once. And so yoga helps me to calm my stress and anxiety, which is certainly the cause of it. And while I'm not completely healed of anything, I like the idea of healing a little bit every day and being grateful for the health that I have. Good. Let's hold perfectly still for 20 seconds. I'm not complaining. I am filled with gratitude. Good. Next inhale, come on up. In fact, let's do a vote, and it's completely an anonymous vote. I can't see if you do it or not, but raise your hand if you're dealing with some kind of bodily, mental, or emotional issue in your life. Welcome to the club. It's like, really, everything's perfect? You're not dealing with anything? It's like life is the art and science of learning to move through stuff. Okay, I'm back to this cross. Okay, a couple more basics and then we'll we'll get into the juicy, delicious, ecstatic stuff. So when I turn my palms up, I can't bring my elbows together. Everyone I know besides me can do it, but this gets our hands in external rotation. If you're very tight, you can't even get your hands down to the floor. And I have pity on you, and I'm going to show you another way. But if you can get your paws down, you're going to lean forward into your wrists, and your wrists are going to say, holy crap. Now, I know a lot of people who aren't so bendy in Baltimore. You can't do that. So here's the move. Put your hands behind you. Now they're down in dorsiflexion, and lean back into your wrists this way. See, I'm going to get you coming or going. I've got a way to get everybody. You can't escape me. You've lived lifetimes without finding me, and now you found me on YouTube. You think you can get away from me? No. So for me, I can't get my hands down. I can get them down. Now I've got bendy friends in the Bay Area. They can bring their hands together, heels of the hands all the way down. They can even bend their wrists inward and downward. Does that make them better than us? Yeah, kind of, but you know, everybody's got their superpower. What's your superpower? God's given us all a superpower, and the adventure of life is to find it. For some people, it's accounting. For some people, it's raising kids. For some people, it's, you know, what's yours? Good, and come on up. For me, it's neither accounting or raising kids, but it is my wrists. And I like rolling them around like this. Just roll them around. By the way, if you've had kids, thank you. I would have no yoga students if people weren't having kids. Other way. Now, I forgot to have kids. So my yoga, you guys, you millions of people watching, you're my kids. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, shake out frustration, aggravation. During your day, does everything go exactly your way? Your boss is always perfect. Kids always shiny and well-mannered. Your parents don't bother you. Ah, good. Shake your hands up and down. About 15% of life is what happens, and 85% is how we react, and about 10% is math. Good. Cup your hands at your heart, drop your chin. Now, just feel holy, sacred, and grateful and reverent for a moment. The yoga word is samtosha. I accept exactly what I have, where I am, what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, right here, right now. Unless it has to do with bending my wrist backwards. So feet together. You're brand new, your knees are up here, you're leaning back. After a while, you won't be a tight A anymore. This will start to open up. Arms out, internal. I swear, if people would just do this. Do you kind of agree the world's kind of going nuts right now? It's crazy what's going on. I never comment on that other than to say it's nutty. And so if people would just calm down and breathe, then we would probably get along a little better. Good. Now all the internal rotation, handcuffs up my back. Then you may not be able to get your wrists up in your armpits like this. So this is one of those times you may just have to watch. Elbows inside your knees. Now, some of my friends in the Bay Area, they can push their elbows all the way in together. It's called cannonball. If you stick with me, you are going to get younger and younger. And the proof of that are my Bay Area friends. I have several watching tonight. They're the best looking people, and all of them look 20, 30, 40 years younger than their chronological age. Good. Okay, get your hands out of there. Ooh. Feeling that. Good. Stretch your pins out. I call my legs my pins. They underpin me. Stretch up. Stretching left and right. Good. Now hands down, feet in, bottoms up, kids. Make your bottom your top. Up you go. Now, if you're very bendy, if you're a kid, your hips go higher than your knees. If you're an adult, you ain't got a chance of doing that. So that's why we're doing it, so that we become childlike again, not childish. There's plenty of that. Good. And come on back down. All right. Left leg out. Grab this. Put it there. You're probably not going to fold this left shin under unless you're pretty open in your behind. Now my right hand is going to grab my right shin. Just going to crank a doodle on my foot. Simple movements, but when put into a brilliant sequence by a genius teacher, just kidding, it really has a synergistic effect. In other words, the whole is much greater than the sum of the parts. Good job. Let's just crack our toes. I haven't done it for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Righty out. Now, if you're brand new, if you're atrophied in Atlanta and this doesn't go over that like that, just relax, but keep watching. I've got 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. Just watch one a day. This is fine. Once you're behind, once you're not a tight A anymore, the right shin will fold under. Left hand grabs, crank a doodle. After a while, your whole body just becomes interesting. It's like, man, this works so much better than it used to. 6. I'm exaggerating the motion a little bit. I admit I exaggerate as a teaching tool. Oh God, it's so hard to turn. Oh, yoga's so hard. 6, 7, 8. Good job. Now, you may not have access to these 2 feet here, but too bad if you don't. I'm just going to push my thumbs into the middle center bottom of my foot, and I'm massaging in. You can see the expression on my face as I dig deeper in, because I want life force and energy to go all the way down there so that I'm healthy, happy, and strong. Now we're going to chant Om, and I said why earlier, to make our insides tingle. Big inhale. Good job. Okay. All right. Now, I know it's not the best view, but my knees are wide, my feet are together, and I'm just laying down. So this is child's pose. I think it feels really good on the cush. Here's child's pose from the side. Now, if you're very tight, you're going to have to not lean back so far. And I just do happen to have this big pillow right here known as a yoga bolster. And if I put it underneath me, I can spread my knees out and I can get my head level with my booty. But if you're very bendy, you can come all the way down and lay on your ear. But whatever it is, we're going to do child's pose for like 2 minutes, okay? If you're very tight in your lower body, go lay on your bed and do it. It'll help. And keep your weight forward, because then that'll take pressure out of your ankles, knees, and buns. After you open up a little bit, I even bring my arms underneath me, down through my legs, and I just lay on my right ear. Good. Now here's a variation for my bendy friends. You could come up and come down to your right elbow or your right shoulder, and you could bring your arm up around behind your back, the arm that's available, obviously. Now, this is a classical yin pose. I don't expect new friends to be able to melt like this. You're just kind of knees wide, weight forward, taking your time. There's an ant crawling on my face right in front of on my mat. Huh. How'd you get in here? Okay, now for the bendy friends that kind of went into this twist, well, I'm going to come up and I'm going to get the dent out of my body just by, just by standing up on your knees is a damn good yoga pose. This right here, kind of pushing my hips forward, hands back down on my feet, and just stretch the front of your body. Go back, put your head on the mat if you're like a gymnast. But most of us aren't. We're just mortals. Good. Now as I come back down, I kind of make sure my knees feel good. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not very bendy, so I barely make it to my elbows. But then you're bendier than some others. So left ear, left shoulder, right arm up around behind your back. You got to learn your own body, kids. I'm going to give you a lot of options, but you got to experiment. You got to get smart about your own body. This is a good way to start to do it. You try these poses and it's like, I can do that. I can't do that. I could do that. I can almost do that. Give it some time. The unexamined body is not worth living in. Okay, get yourself out of that mess. I'm going to stand up on my knees again. But what do I mean by standing up on my knees? My hips are on top of my knees. Kind of, maybe I'll even push my hips kind of forward. That's a little bit of a back bend, isn't it? Oh, but the floor is way too far behind me. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, you can. Maybe you can lean back and stretch the front of your body. Good job. All right, now I'm going to come down. Now, I call this teenagers texting pose. The thing about young people, the front of their body hasn't atrophied. So if you look at kids and teenagers, oftentimes they'll be playing on their iPads, video games, and their legs will be up because it's very natural. It feels kind of good to go like this. You generally don't see a lot of 60 and 70-year-old men doing this. But you could. Good. Now, reach your left hand out. Does your left hand grab your left foot? So you're in a camp. You're in the camp of, yes, I can reach back and grab my foot, or you're in the camp of people that can't. If you can't, get a yoga strap or a belt, lasso your foot. So just for a lot of friends that might be older than 40 or 50, reaching back and grabbing a foot is a good thing. If you're bendier, you can kind of lift it up, stretch your chest up and out, and it becomes a whole front of body stretch. But just to close your eyes, drop your chin, and just hold this stretch for a moment. We're not in a hurry to get to the next bite. You ever seen a glutton eat? They're not even tasting the food. They're just eating and chewing and swallowing. It's always about the next bite. It's never what's in their mouth. Enjoy this. Good. Now, as you might imagine, I'm going to come over on my left elbow and my right hand is going to go out. There's no foot back there, so you just kind of fake it, grab your foot. That's an accomplishment. And then kind of push down into your hips and lift the leg up. Now, I'm no expert at this one. This is my least yoga teacher range of motion thing, but like I said, my superpowers are different. After I grab my foot, I push my foot away and it lifts my chest up. Now, I know a lot of my friends, especially my Bay Area buddies, they can easily grab both feet at the same time. I'm not asking you to do this, but if you can, just grab them both. I'm just going to rest with my body down, grabbing my feet. Maybe I'll lift up a little bit because that's all I got. Don't force, don't bounce, drop your chin, push your feet back. Good, now just release all of that and lay on your right ear and jiggle your buttocks a couple of times. Good, try the other ear. Good, kids, come on up. All right. Now, just for talking purposes, I'm standing up on my knees. Here's a sequence that I've invented over the last few weeks, especially on this surface. I find that it's really enlivening me. I'm approaching my 70th year of life. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's helping me out a lot. And this sequence moves through a range of motion. And if you can't do all of it, then do parts of it. And for me, parts of it are very challenging, but the fact that I'm doing it is really, really helping me. I'm feeling much better. My back injury's better, knees getting better, my toes are folding, my hair is shiny, I look fabulous, humility's kicking in. So here's how we do it. Just all fours. Can you do cats and cows? If you're really good at the whole sequence, good for you. But just go through it. Cats and cows are just oscillating your pelvis up and down, making your spine go woo, woo. Good, now here's the first challenging part. I just bring my knees in a little. My knees are hip distance apart. I fold my toes under. And then here's the part I hope that you can do. It's just you push back into a squat. Honestly, I kind of hadn't been squatting for a while because of meniscus, lower back. But miracles do happen. If you're a really good squatter, just close your eyes and let your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, and guts sink into the floor. If you can't squat, lay on your back, pull both knees into your chest, and that's called squatting on your back. Now here's a motion. If we're going to make it to 100 years old and be super frisky, the motion we got to be able to do is just stand up out of a squat. Now, some people watching are going, that is so embarrassingly simple. How can you be teaching this on the internet? And some people are watching going, holy crap, I can't do that. Come back down. Good, now I'm going to bring my knees down with my toes folded under. Now, I would not vote for this pose. This pose would get 0% of my electoral vote, because I don't like it. But that's why I'm saying go do this on your bed, get a cushion, really soft carpet, have your pets lay underneath you. But my toes are folded under. If you like this, you're a freak of nature, although I see little kids sit like this all the time because they haven't ruined their bodies yet. Good, now I'm going back up over into my squat. Now here's the fun part of this sequence, is just being able to sit and look like you're dignified without going ass over tea kettle. Then you counterpose the whole thing. The years are flying off of your birth certificate. You are getting so young. Good, now sink down. Now here's a movement that's really challenging for some, very easy for others. I'm giving you a spectrum of movement. Bring your feet in. There they are. They're about hip distance apart. You're very tight in Tennessee. You kind of slide your booty in and you lift up and you say, holy bad word, expletive deleted. That's as much as I can do. After a while, you'll get to here. You walk your hands in. I have a big fake smile as I go. My toes don't bend, but now I'm sitting on my foldy under toes. Please trust me. Now's a good time to like and subscribe because you don't like it and you don't want to. But seriously, this sequence is going to revolutionize your body. Good. All fours, cats and cows. That's all I ask, cats and cows. If you need to curse me or you want to leave a nasty comment, feel free, but I'm doing this for your own good. Good. Now just one more time. Walk your knees in, knees hip distance apart. Fold your tippies under. Can you squat? So good for your shins, calves. Makes your knees bend, drops your booty, lengthens your lower back, squeezes your guts. Are you in the camp of friends who can just stand up from a squat and then sink down in a squat? Can you stand up in a squat? Can you sink down in a squat? Can you bring your knees down again? Toes folded under, hands behind me. Youch. Now, thrust thy booty up, lift your behind. Good, sink down. Good, now without going ass over tea kettle, go back onto your heels. Sit back, stretch your legs out. Plant hands and feet, lift up. Sink down. Good job. All right. By the way, I was just kidding saying I'm in my 70th year. I'm just lying to get more subscribers. I'm about 53 years old. Now, I'm putting a blanket behind my neck, underneath my neck, and left leg out. Draw your right knee in and take your right knee around in a circle. Other way. Good. Now, if you're brand new, this is a movement I've made up. I've never seen another yoga teacher teach it. Because it's got this beautiful variable. You're very tight, your leg barely comes in. You're pretty bendy, you go here. You're medium bendy, your right elbow goes over. You're one of my bendy bears, your left elbow goes over. And then you're really glad that you are relaxing. You got a blanket underneath your neck, and then everything just settles for about a minute. Drop your chin. Don't have your chin thrust up. Keep nice extension out through your left leg. Swallow once. And then it's patience. For me, it's very challenging to get my left elbow over my right knee. That's a big stretch. And it also twists my spine so that I have to really take my time letting my back, neck, and shoulders relax back into the cushion. And it's also why I put a blanket underneath my neck. This opens up your whole booty, your whole superstructure is getting a gigantic stretch. I could use the technical names. Booty is fine. Good. Now, I'm releasing that side. Right leg is going back. Left knee comes in. All we do is just lace and take your knee around in a circle. I've got a lot of friends now who have brand new artificial hips and they seem very happy. I'm so happy. Other way with your knee, but until you absolutely have to do it, let's keep your factory installed hips in magnificent working order. Good. Now here's the big variable, whether you're mild, medium, or bendy. Just keep the knee in, kind of bendy, left elbow over. Otherwise, super bendies, knee goes into the midline, shoulders lift, right elbow. I have to exhale to get my right elbow over. Oh boy. And then melt back into your mat. If you're overdoing it, you'll know because Your face will turn red like a tomato. Foam will come out of your nose. You won't be able to breathe. It's not good. Boy, am I relaxing left groin, left hip, left thigh bone deep into the hip socket. I'm really having to exhale fully. IT band. Good big inhale, everybody. Exhale, let it go. Now, I'm taking my knee over to the side. I'm going to lift my head because now I'm going to introduce the pose that if you're new, you're just not going to like. To that, I say too bad. Legs up and legs out to the side. Now, if you're brand new, do it for 5 seconds, scream bloody murder, and then come out. But all my Bay Area friends are really strong. They can do the full splits out to the side. And we used to do this at my yoga studio 5 minutes. Just kidding, but circle your ankles as distraction. I can take up my entire room with my splits. Other way. This builds character. Really, you got to be able to do this with your lower body or life is not going to be fun anymore. Good, now I'm lifting up my head, bending my knees, bringing them in. Now, we're going to do a laying on the back restorative twist. I really would like it if you would put a blanket or a pillow under your neck. I'm going to describe 3 different kinds of twists for stiffies, for mediums, and then very bendies. Stiffies, both knees in, both knees down to the left. Bendies, just bring your right knee over your left knee and let the knees come down. Super insane freak of nature bendies, right knee over and then put your right foot under, which I cannot do. So that's 3 different ways of doing it. Then your knees come in and they come down for twist. Now for this, I always have a blanket underneath my neck because when your spine twists, it makes it shorter. And if your head can't relax onto the pillow or the blanket, you're making your life worse, not better. And then my right arm goes up. And now, because I'm on my magic blue surface, I can almost bring my right shoulder all the way down. 1.5 minutes. This is why you came to class right here. Finish your exhalations all the way. Deep restorative twists have way more than physical benefit. They have physiological, psychological, emotional benefit because you can really feel how it would squeeze and twist and wrench patterns out of our mind and body, old feelings, negative thoughts, anxieties, traumas, fears. We squeeze that stuff out. I'm pushing into my left elbow to kind of drop my right shoulder down further. That is a little slice of heaven. Good, you guys. Now, inhale your knees back up. Uncross your legs. Put your feet down. I have to slide my booty over to the center of my yoga mat. Now on this side, I'm shifting my booty to the left. Stiffies, both knees in, both knees barely fall down to the right, left shoulder lifts, blanket underneath your neck, you're fine. Bendies, left knee over your right knee, knees in, knees down to the right. Ridiculous freaks of nature, cross knee and ankle, which I can almost do that again. Knees in, and now whatever you chose, bring the knees down to the right. Shift around, make sure your neck is supported. Don't be forcing your left shoulder down. Give it time. And I'm pinning my knees down with my right hand. At the start, your breathing is choppy, chaotic, short, staccato. We want to smooth the breathing out. This kind of yoga is great for the stiff, the sore, the cramped, the huddled, the tight, the sad. So it's great for that, but it's really good for the really athletic, very coordinated, already flexible and frisky humans, because you just got to take it easy sometimes. Now I'm actually pushing into my right elbow. As my right elbow pushes down, the natural release of my torso. Now my left arm is actually, for the first time in a long time, all of left shoulder, left elbow, left arm all the way down. You're not going to be able to recognize me pretty soon, for good reasons. Good kids, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good, now we'll bring our knees back up. We'll uncross them, that makes sense. Now to sit back up, I just got to sit back up. Some profound stuff. Now, I have contracted for an hour of your time, and I do respect your time very much. We're going to just do my, I think you guys know the next sequence is my favorite. It's the one that the humans got to do. I do put a big pillow behind me, also known as a bolster. If you're brand new and stiff, this is going to be torture, but I'm going to help you out, because all I want you to do, you newbies, and there's a lot of newbies watching on YouTube, just fold your right, take your right shin, put it here. Left knee is just here. Nothing freaky about this. Lean over on the side, suffer for about 2 minutes, and all this will start to open up. After a while, you'll be able to kind of get your spine, your right hip will drop, ankle, knee, and hip start to work. Left bun opens, spine gets tall. It's just beautiful. Then the next thing is, all my Bay Area friends are really good. They can lean all the way back. If you're new, take your time. But I want to make sure my bendies can get a nice full stretch. And that would mean that you can, and for me it's chunky, but I can lean pretty much all the way back. I do put a yoga block underneath my neck. And for the first time, for a long time, I'm sticking my left leg out. Now, I just described a huge range from brand new, bleeding on your mat, can't breathe, to all the full thing, arms back over your head. Just do this for 2 minutes. Let this work on our minds. Slow down and settle the movement of our mind. Slow down and settle the turbulence of our emotion. Slow down and settle the physiology of our body. Slowing heartbeat, reducing blood pressure, releasing endogenous morphines. All right, and to keep my time agreement, we'll sit up out of that. Now, when you first come out of that pose, you feel about 40 years older, but in about an hour, you're going to feel 40 years younger. So drag the right shin out. Oof. Okay, I get the dent out by wagging my knees a little bit. Now, newbies, Crispy in Cleveland, atrophied in Atlanta, fold your left shin under, lean over to the right, curse me for 5 minutes, but this will open up, and it's not my fault. You got really tight, but it's my responsibility to loosen you up. Now, after I relax a little, my left booty drops, my spine is straight up and down. Then we lay back. And laying back is right elbow, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, whole body, arms back over your head, looking like a superhero. This is my more tighter side. So I don't know about you guys, I am on my edge, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. I'm on the edge of like where I can go and where I can't. And that's just, we all got to play the edge in life. People that are afraid of the edge live very small, contracted, boring, rut-filled lives. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying that we're born for adventure, to grow, to evolve, to expand, to increase, to learn. And like, nobody likes it. It's uncomfortable. It's a challenge, but we didn't sign up to lay around and be spoon-fed all day long. Rats. On this side, I can almost get my right leg to stick out. Left arm goes back up over my head. Hadn't been here. It's like visiting. You can go home again. Okay, really big inhale, no matter where you got. Exhale, let it go. Sometimes the challenge is just get the hell out of the pose. Good, now drag your leg out. Now we're going into Shavasana. 8 billion people around the world are going to do it, except Helga gets a dispensation. I do not know how she earned it, but everybody else, lay on your back. Night, Helga. Guten Nacht. I love you. See you next time. All my Bay Area friends, except for her, are going into Shavasana. And you billions of friends around the world, Shavasana literally, not figuratively, is laying on our back for 7 minutes of pure, unadulterated ecstasy. Don't skip this pose. Give yourself time to release from your body, your cares, your worries. And let's heal together, shall we? Wiggle your legs, jiggle your booties, unhinge your shoulder blades, relax your jaw, let your eyes roll back. See you in 5 minutes. Okay, there's my voice again from way far away. Start to breathe back toward your body. That was a good spell of rest, wasn't it? Breathe back into your skin. Take your time, no rush. We're not going to start rushing now. Good, so I'm starting to feel my body weight back on the floor, feel my clothing on my skin, and now we're going to wiggle our fingers and toes and circulate super tingly, ecstatic feel good through our body. Love, joy, bliss, peace, ecstasy, and euphoria. Hell yeah. Good, now I'm going to bring my knees in. I'm just going to curl over on my side along with you. Fetal position, curled up little kid. Okay, when we sit up, we try to keep our eyes closed to keep the presence and the power on the inside. Sitting up, gone full circle together, hands into our heart. Now our intellect, our brains are going to humble and bow down to our heart. I'm all for intellect and intelligence, but capped with the love and intuition of the heart. And then all together around the world, all we say, Namaste. I could live without yoga, but I don't think I want to. And so I just keep doing it because I get to do it with my friends and feel a little better every time I do it. If you happen to wander in and the algorithm dropped you off, I hope you feel better. And we would so love it so much if you would like and subscribe. I don't mean to beg, but I will if you need me to. But I'd like to get to 1 billion subscribers and give away a free yoga mat to everybody in the world. So hit like and subscribe before you go, YouTubers. And look at the channel. There's 1,200 videos. You can watch one 3:30 in the morning on Thursday. See you guys later. A lot of Bay Area friends tonight. Well, there were. They